Meredith,
Yeah.
today
Oh,
I'm asking the question.
yes.
Oh,
I'm getting mentally prepared.
with beer.
It's a seltzer water, guys. Don't worry.
Has the body positive movement actually made us feel better?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Mildly Thriving. I'm Kimberly,
I'm Meredith.
and we're definitely mildly thriving today.
Yeah.
It's one of those days. This is probably episode
5,
6,
7,
7,
12.
somewhere between 1 and 10.
Yep.
So speaking of mildly thriving, you have something that you want to address from our previous episode.
Yes.
Okay.
It has been pointed out to me by one of our 5 listeners
Thanks, Amy. Thanks for listening.
that I messed something up in the last episode and I would like to correct it.
And I had no idea. I just went along with it because...
Which kind of makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I do know who George Harrison is. But I said George Harrison and I meant Jim Morrison. I know who both of them are. I just...
But do you really?
For some reason. Yes, I do.
Are you sure?
I mean, I mildly do, but yeah. Have you ever so confidently said one thing and knew you knew it?
Oh my God, all the
But
time.
then you're like, oh, wait, no, that's not what I meant.
I mean, I don't finish the sentence.
Well, that's true. I just have to guess.
Yeah.
I think it is a good example of, you know, the point we're trying to get across with the podcast. We're just like, hey, we're just out here trying our best, guys.
We are.
And
We're-
gals.
We're going to do this many, many times where we say that
That someone wanted to see
George
Harrison's
Harrison's.
grave when that's not true. He's not buried in Paris. But Jim Morrison is, and that is who I was talking about.
And George Harrison is sprinkled somewhere in India.
Correct.
I Googled that.
So did Amy and myself.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, thank you for bringing that to our attention, Amy. And we can get back to our topic of body positivity now.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Well, are you nervous or not?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
This is I think this can be a sensitive topic.
Oh, 100%. Do we need to do a disclaimer? I don't know. I don't really know how to do that.
I don't either. I hope that...
We're going to be talking about body positivity and diet culture, I guess.
Yeah.
And if it's actually working. So if this is a thing that you don't want to listen to,
Skip on ahead.
yeah, you can move on to the next episode. And hopefully there is a next episode because this is called Mildly Thriving. So
Yeah.
we're doing our best.
Day to day, guys. Day to day.
Almost.
Yeah.
All right. So. I'm just going to ignore that.
I'm so sorry. We're being body positive.
Yeah. I don't think that
Be nice to my
burping
bodily
counts.
functions. Accept me for who I am. I'm sorry. Please start. Please start.
I just All right. I really struggled with this topic of like, how did I want to talk about it?
Okay.
And I'm hoping that this is a interesting conversation, but we'll find out if it's not. So what I'm wondering is if the body positive movement has actually improved how millennial women feel about their bodies, or if it's just kind of like it's the same pressure, but it's like kind of repackaged. So it's like the pressure isn't to be thin, the pressure is to be body positive.
Yeah.
I kind of did some digging.
Okay.
But let's start like back at the beginning. So the millennial experience. I feel like we were kind of the first generation to get hit with Photoshop. So probably everything that we consumed as far as physical media, photos, magazines were big when we were...
Oh, yeah. 17.
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan.
Cosmo.
Yeah.
They're all Photoshopped. And now we've kind of done a 180 of like, love your body. And if you don't love your body, then you're being kind of negative. And the body positivity movement has kind of moved into body neutrality. Have you heard that term?
Nope.
Okay. So we'll kind of dive into that.
Okay.
The question is, do you actually feel better about your body now than you did 10 or 15 years ago?
I think about this more often than I should, probably.
Okay.
I think I have good days and bad days.
Okay.
I'm definitely kinder to my body than I was when I was 17. I thought I had to be perfectly thin. I lived in Texas for a good portion of high school, and I went to a very big high school with a very wide range of people, but a lot of my friends' families had a lot of money. You know, girls were carrying Dooney and Burke and Louis Vuitton purses in high school. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
People got brand new cars at 15, like, crazy shit. That was when I started to, like, make sure I was up and doing my hair every day and doing a full face of makeup, and I wanted to have the same clothes as my friends, and I wanted to be as thin as my friends. And I mean, I was told from a young age, and I want to preface this with, I don't think anyone was trying to traumatize me, but like, anyways, even family, everyone's like, oh, you're built just like so and so, like, which was another one of my family members who was heavier, and because I was a little bit curvier, and so it made me feel self-conscious from a young age. And unless I was like super actively working out, even at my thinnest, I still had like a little bit of like a belly. Like, I never had like toned abs or anything, so I always felt like if that belly didn't go away, I wasn't skinny enough. And I've looked back at pictures of me at 16,
And you're like, oh my
I look
God.
like a fucking crackhead. My legs were this big around, and I still thought I was fat.
Yeah.
And I hated myself at the time. And now I'm not anywhere near that size. If you go by BMI, I'm overweight for my height, and for my age, slightly. But I am more comfortable now than I was at 16. And I have days, like, especially like the emotional, bloated,
Oh,
I
God.
look gross
Yeah.
days. Like, I definitely have those. But I have more days. I have more good days than bad days.
That's good.
And I think that's important. Maybe we'll get into this. I think a lot of it is because I care less about what people think than I used to. Not because I necessarily love my body a whole lot. Like, I would definitely like to change things about my body.
Yeah.
And I could be better about doing that. I'm not pretending that I'm not responsible for that. But I think I just have started to care less about what people think. And I am working on being like more confident, like we were talking about. Kimberly sent me a video on Instagram the other day of this girl saying she's never felt hot, she's never felt very good about herself, but she's just going to try for what, 30
I think it
days
was
or
like the
something?
month of July or something.
She was just going to treat herself like a hot girl, and those are the words that she used. And she was just like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to do my hair, I'm going to put on makeup, and I'm going to have the mindset of a hot girl. And I appreciated her point, and Kimberly and I were talking about it, and we were like, we're going to try this. And we've been using it as like, hot girls don't have bad posture.
Yeah.
Hot girls don't hate their bodies. Like,
Hot girls are confident and they can tell strangers directions even if they don't know what they're talking about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hot girls don't have bad attitudes.
Oh my God, this hot girl thing, the amount of times in the last few days that I've used it, like, hot girls don't skip their workouts. Hot girls eat their protein.
I like that.
And I feel like it could spiral into being this like really unhealthy thing, but it's like, I'm not imagining a particular body, I'm imagining just an energized, like, confident
Yeah.
persona.
So I think that, yes, if you use this as an excuse for everything, this could go into a downward spiral. But I think it's a good way of just reminding yourself that confidence is important. And like, to get out of that negative mindset. And if this is the way to do it, I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't think so either.
If that gets me to work out every day, I'll fucking take it.
Yeah. I think I will answer that question of, do I actually feel better about my body now than I did 10
I'm sorry,
to 15
please.
years ago? No, it's okay.
Please tell me. I got on a tangent.
It's fine. I'm not mad at you.
Stop being mad at me.
I'm not even yelling.
Everyone's mad at me.
They're there. I feel like I feel a little bit worse about my body. I was very tall and skinny, so almost kind of like lanky, or I like to say lerpy. I always wanted boobs, and now I've got them, but that also comes with other weight. But I feel like I am stronger. I feel like I'm probably healthier than I've ever been in terms of where I'm at. I think in some ways I do, and I think in other ways I don't.
I think I am not as healthy. Not overall. Like, I'm healthier than I was when I was 16. But I'm not as healthy as I was when I was 25. And when I say I don't like my body, it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't like what I look like. It means that I don't like how I feel. And so when I say I want to improve, it's not necessarily because I need to change my size, but I want to feel better. I don't want to be winded walking upstairs. And lately I have been. So the disappointment that I have in my body, trust me, there are still days where I don't like what I look like especially at certain angles. But it's more of, I feel like crap and I don't want to feel like crap and I should be healthier.
And that's an important distinction. But like, you took a video of me this weekend while I was using my impressive like chalk, and I was like, oh, that is really jiggly. And then I was like, but who cares? Like, when you look around, most every single person around you also looks the same.
Yeah.
It's like, get over it. Like, it's okay. You're a human being. All right. So I wanted to go back in time and look at how other generations have their body image. So I went back and kind of the Gen X and Boomers, I'm kind of lumping them together, but I feel like they had much more traditional diet culture with potentially a lot of misogynistic undertones of like, you have to look a certain way or you won't get a husband or your husband won't love you. And then there was actually just like some complete misinformation that I was actually really surprised by, which was there were ads in the late 60s in Time magazine that promoted sugar as a health food. And so I actually screenshotted it.
That was the spoon.
And so it says fat time of day is when you're over hungry and you want to overeat. That's when your appestat is turned up high. To turn your appetite back to low, take a little sugar in a soft drink or a candy bar shortly before mealtime. Sugar turns into energy faster than other food. Sugar helps keep your appetite down and your energy up and helps slip you safely past that fat time of day. Sugar only has 18 calories per teaspoon and it's all energy.
Oof.
Like, okay.
Now we know that's not true.
Yeah. And I feel like this generation had less body positive content unless they were like actively seeking it. And then they may still associate thinness with success or discipline. And then millennials, which is you and I, we grew up at the peak of the like diet culture, the heroin chic, low fat everything, tabloid body shaming. There was Perez Hilton, the Us Weekly, In Touch, even just like teen magazines or Cosmo or all of these. And then we got the next whammy, which was social media, which is like curated, and you get filters and you get Photoshop accessibility for your friends, like people that you know in real life. Suddenly you're seeing them like perfected. And then there was kind of the YouTube beauty craze where everyone suddenly knows how to do
contouring and shit. God, like, I will never be that person.
Like,
sorry.
Crazy makeup. You see people and you're like, wow, they look perfect. And it's because
it's not what they really look like.
Exactly.
Yeah. I do appreciate, I just quickly, unless we're going to talk about this later, social media, I do think there is not a balance, but I think we've bounced back a little bit, and I do see content that is honest and people calling themselves out. There's like a girl that I see all over Instagram. She's beautiful. She actually does adult films, but she talks about it on her page all the time, but she makes like funny videos. But she does like the question videos where like people ask her questions about herself and she'll just answer all the questions. And she was like, I look like this because I'm fake. Like, she's like, this is what my boobs are. This is what shit I've got done to my butt. This is the type of liposuction I've gotten. My lips are fake. I have this amount of Botox. I get my eyelashes done. My hair is extensions. And my teeth are this. And it was a nice, refreshing way to see. She was also like, and I use fucking filters. I look like this because I've spent a lot of time and money and effort looking like this. I don't just walk out of the shower looking like this.
Yeah.
And it's a good reminder that, like, that's not what she looks like day to day. And thanks for being honest about that. And also other people, like people talking about their preferences. So I think back then, we were made to believe that you couldn't get a husband or guys wouldn't like you if you didn't look like this.
Right.
I love seeing videos where guys are talking about the different body types that they like, because it is a good reminder that I might not look like fucking Paris Hilton, and I definitely don't have the body size that she does, but somebody likes my body the way that it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways.
The next point I was going to make was also that we get more body positive messages now than we did before, but I still think the amount of stuff that we can potentially consume that we don't quite realize is fake. Like, I know that if I start watching the Kardashians, their show, like occasionally I'll watch it and I like suddenly want to like get my hair done and like get all dressed up and like wear a lot of makeup, and I'm like, wait, like, I'll move on to Gen Z, but my stepdaughter is always telling me how some of the people she follows on social media, she's like, they're so rich. And I'm like, I don't really know. Like, maybe anyone can make a payment, but maybe they're up to their eyeballs in debt, or maybe their parents have money or whatever. You don't always know what people's situations are.
And no one's gonna remember what fucking purse you had that, like, or like, if you're gonna get that kind of stuff, do it for you.
Yeah.
Because nobody's gonna remember that shit but you. Like, they're gonna remember the type of person you are.
Yeah. People don't remember what you looked like. They remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
So Gen Z has been growing up with this more diverse representation in advertisements on social media and fashion, clothing. Brands are making clothing in larger and sometimes smaller sizes. And they're not just making them in bigger sizes, they're adjusting the patterns so that the clothes fit right.
Oh, that's so fucking nice.
There's a difference between like an XXL, XXL and 2X.
Oh.
So those aren't the same thing. A 2XL is just bigger, one size bigger than XL, whereas 2X, the proportions and the pattern are different to fit a 2X body size.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing that wasn't really around when we were lucky if things went over a large.
Oh, I know. And I've always been short and curvy, and nothing has ever fit my thighs and my waist an appropriate way until tailoring or getting older, and I've just learned to find brands that do fit me well. But yeah. I almost always have to wear a belt if I'm wearing jeans, because there is not a pair of jeans in the world that fits my ass the way it should, and also fits my waist.
Well, and they're making now, like Abercrombie, for example, is making their Curve Love.
Oh, is it like the crossed button?
I think it's called Curve Love, and the proportions are different. So like a size 10 and a size 10 in their Curve Love size, the waist size is different and the thigh size is different.
Hallelujah.
So, yeah. I feel like they are leaning more towards body neutrality than like toxic body positivity, which is like, you love your body, love your body, love your body. And it's like, no, just like feel neutral about it.
And I also think that goes back to the I can be okay with the way I look, but I don't have to be okay with the way I feel.
Yeah.
If you're bigger and you feel great, yeah, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I know women that are bigger than me that work out 10 times more than I do and eat healthier than I do.
Yeah.
If you feel good, awesome. I feel like shit. And so I recognize that I need to do something about it.
Yeah. I also feel like Gen Z is more likely to call out like fat phobia and body shaming and diet culture in real time.
Yeah.
And you kind of touched on this next topic that I want to talk about, but what was your family's vibe around body image and...
Well, I'm an oversharer, so I'm going to be super real for a minute. I love my grandmother very much, but she was the one that my family always said that I looked like, and she was always very heavy. And her and my grandpa got married at 17 and 18, were together for 50 years, hated each other every moment of it pretty much, and but you don't get divorced, so they stuck it out. And I got to witness, he was so fucking mean to her. Growing up, you're just like, well, it's my grandpa, I love him. And same with my grandma, and everyone just kind of joked about it as if it was not a big deal, except for my mom. She was like, that's not okay. He had nicknames for her that he would say in front of us.
Oh my God.
I know. And that was normal for us growing up, and my mom was the one that would call it out, not okay, don't do that. And my dad. He would, like, try to not disappoint his dad, and he would, like, laugh at it, but also, like, come back and tell us, like, don't do that. Don't ever call your grandmother that. Don't do that. It's not funny. And be like, okay. So, like, as a kid, you're, like, confused.
Yeah, you're like, I'm getting mixed messages here.
Yeah. So that was the example. And I think it's no shock that I developed an eating disorder in high school, but that was short-lived, and I'm fine. But I was very concerned about what I look like. And like I said, looking back at photos, I look like a fucking twig in some of those photos. And even at the time, I still thought,
It's not enough.
yeah, body dysmorphia is real.
Yeah, it is. I feel like I had the opposite experience of you.
Oh.
I don't remember anyone ever making any comments about my body, like, and very specifically my mom. I never heard her say things about herself. Like, she never put herself down. She never put me down. I can't think of anyone in my family that did. And if they did, it didn't stick with me, which I'm grateful for. But I think that had a huge impact. I think it was intentional on my mom's part. If she said something about what I was wearing, it was like, well, that's maybe not appropriate, or there was no, slut shaming, or, oh, you look fat in that, or you look skinny. I remember I had started taking, this was after high school. I had already lived out here in Seattle. I started taking an SSRI, and I blew up like a balloon. I packed on so much weight. I had been a very healthy weight, and suddenly I went home. I had maybe gained 30 pounds over a couple months maybe. And I remember seeing my mom's face when I walked in the door, because she hadn't seen me in a few months, and she hadn't seen me any pictures or anything. And I remember just like, and then she like composed herself, and we didn't talk about it. She didn't say anything, but it didn't hurt my feelings. I just remember being like proud of her at that moment, of like, she could have gone off on me or made some comment, or later on sat me down and been like, what's going on? But she just kind of like let it be. And I think if things hadn't course corrected after a little while, she maybe would have been like, are you okay? But yeah, it was really interesting.
I guess that's not true. I've thought about it, but I don't know that I've thought about it to this extent of like how all of my family made me feel. But like, yeah, I definitely think my dad's side of the family, everyone was just very candid and didn't really think about the things that they said before they said them. And there were always comments about like, I developed pretty early, and like I have pretty big boobs for my size. Like, I'm short, so they look pretty big, especially on a 16-year-old.
Yeah. And
it was pointed out to me by like family members, and like,
it's like, cool, what do you want me to do about this?
Like, yeah, I can't fix that. And I think how I felt, because I never heard anything about it for my mom's side of the family, but my mom growing up had the opposite problem. She's always been super, super thin, and her problem in high school was like, people would like make fun of her because they thought she was on drugs, because she could, like, she said she weighed 95 pounds on the days she got married, and she like struggled to put on weight. And so I was just constantly reminded by my family members, whether they meant to do it or not, that I didn't look like my mom.
Well, that's because you're not your mom.
Yeah. But it was just like, oh, you definitely got the genes from your dad's side of the family. And like, it didn't take that long for me to realize exactly what they fucking meant.
Yeah.
Then should I be worried?
How unhelpful and unproductive, because like, what do you do with that? What you say matters, especially when you say them to younger generations. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have some numbers.
I like numbers.
For us.
That's a lie. I like numbers when they don't involve me adding or subtracting them.
Yeah.
Continue.
I can do long division. I just want to say that it's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive.
Dove, the brand of like skincare stuff, they did the largest research ever for beauty branding that targets millennial women. And their findings show that millennial women have the lowest body confidence compared to previous generations. And I wonder if that's because in our younger years, we kind of got that diet culture.
The formative years when you're like figuring out who you are.
Yeah, you get the heroin chic. And then there's a little bit of a 180 to body positivity. And that can be really confusing because you've hated your body, or you've been told to hate it or pick it apart, and now you're supposed to like turn around and love it. That's hard. So I feel like that makes sense. 1 in 3 women would trade a year of their life for the perfect body.
Whoa.
Yeah. But to be fair, if I had Alzheimer's at the end,
well, yeah,
like I'll take that deal.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, yeah, how long am I getting to live? Like, do I get to live another year? Then no, but...
69% avoid social engagements due to insecurities about their appearance. That's shocking to me.
Seriously. Because, I mean, maybe I just have really bad FOMO, but, like, I have felt like absolute ass about my body some days, and I throw on a baseball hat and a hoodie, and I just fucking suck it up.
Yeah. The other one was 1 in 2 set New Year's resolutions rooting in dissatisfaction with their looks. I thought that was really interesting. And
That's
then
far higher than I would have thought.
yeah, same. In 2021, there was a UK study done that found that Gen Z reported slightly better body image scores compared to millennials, but they have more anxiety overall. So the question is it better for Gen Z? But Gen Z and millennials both are heavily influenced by the media and probably most likely social media. But Gen Z faces a greater volume and intensity of digitally manipulated images and influencer content. So when we were 17, we opened a magazine and then we shut the magazine. And we may not open another magazine
For months.
till the next issue comes out. Whereas they're spending hours a day.
Oof.
And so are we,
Yeah,
to an
oh.
extent. Our generation is as well. But to have that during your formative years is kind of crazy.
Well, I think I touched on it in one of the previous episodes when we were talking about, like, keeping up with other people and, like, how there's influencers now that are, like, 18 years old that get millions of views just because they're showing a day in the life of me, and it's, like, my skincare routine today, and it's 14 steps.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
I don't have time or money for that.
Yeah, I do have time for that, but I would rather be scrolling on social media watching someone else.
Exactly. Good for you. I'm not going to do that.
So both generations are reporting higher rates of body dissatisfaction and disordered eating, but Gen Z is showing even higher rates of self-reported struggles. So 41% of Gen Z women have dealt with disordered eating compared to lower rates in older generations. So, and then the body positivity movement has increased awareness and some acceptance, but the pressure to conform to new beauty ideals, whether it's thinness or flawless skin, remains strong for both. I feel like there's a push to love your body and be happy and at any weight, but also you have to have a crazy beauty routine. You have to contour, you have to get your lashes done, get extensions, get your eyebrows laminated and tinted and wax everything, and like...
Who has that kind of money?
I don't know,
It
not
ain't
me. No, it's not me. The next point I want to make is that, to me, it seems like Gen Z is more focused on less fat shaming, but more perfect proportions and perfect outfit and making sure you've got your Instagrammable.
Having all the accessories. Whatever perfumes everyone is using because they see it on Instagram, or whatever makeup everyone is using because they see it on Instagram. I'm guilty of it too sometimes.
Oh yeah, me too. I think millennials have a pressure right now to not age.
Yes.
Botox and getting facelifts, and you see people like the Laguna Beach people, and you're like, wow, they don't look like they've aged at all.
Yes, but I see people in my age group where it's like, yes, they look younger, but I can tell that they have lip filler, and I can tell that they have Botox.
Yeah.
And it's like, how beneficial is it actually if you just look like everyone else your age, but with Botox and lip filler?
Right.
Like,
Or everyone starts to kind of look the same, because I don't know what it is, but with plastic surgery and filler and Botox, everyone kind of is starting to look the same.
yeah.
And it's a little weird.
Because they see it on someone else and they like it, and they're like, they tell their doctor that that's what they want. And
Exactly.
I want to look younger too, y'all, but I mean, aging is a privilege.
It really is.
I think we forget that
Yeah.
sometimes.
So do you think that body positivity is making us feel better, or does it make you feel better?
I think when we get down to it, it's just another fad or buzz term that you see on social media. Is it actually meant to make everyone feel better, or is it just something for people to talk about?
I do feel like it makes me feel a little bit better, because during that time when I had gained a bunch of weight, I was struggling with like, God, what do I wear? And in previous years, seeing models wearing different sizes and seeing someone who was at the same weight as me or close to the same weight wearing the clothes that I was interested in purchasing was really helpful.
That's true. I agree with that. In fact, I went to buy something online recently, and it was so nice. They had the same outfit on like 5 different body styles.
Mm-hmm.
And I have fallen in the trap so many times of, that looks really cute on a size 2.
Right.
It doesn't look anything like that on me.
Right.
And it was so cool to be able to pick my body style and be like, oh, that's what it would look like if I was wearing, or like close enough.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I do think that is beneficial.
I totally get what you're saying of like, it's almost repackaging, telling people what to do and what to think about themselves.
The only person that can make you feel a certain way is you. You have to accept or not accept what people say about you. It's so hard. Like, I watch people on Instagram that are like influencers that are super popular that are maybe heavier, and it's like, yeah, body positivity is a quote unquote thing, but these same people make multiple videos about the hate content that they get because
or
of what
even
they
just
look
reading
like.
the comments and you're like, wow, like I thought you looked fantastic, and you know, these mediocre men and then sometimes women come in and they just say these nasty things, and it's like, oh man, like we have work to do.
Oh yeah, and now that I say that, I do think it's generational, because I really enjoy the videos where they take their nasty comments about their body or about their looks and they post the comment and then a picture. Of the person who made the comment.
I love those.
Those are my fucking favorite. It's always like boomer people.
Yeah.
And it's boomer Karen, like, ugh, how dare you go out in something like that. But that is because her mom or dad told her that she shouldn't go out in something like that. So, yeah, we do have a long way to go.
I think we do too. What do you think are ways that we can keep ourselves sane? And you don't have to love your body, but like appreciating it for what it is. Do you have any tips?
Be so busy that you don't have time to really think about it. Some days that's how I feel. It's like, I'm so busy, like that extra 30 minutes of sleep is way more important to me than making sure my hair is done today. And that's just the reality of life, depending on where you're at. But
it's actually a good point of like being so busy that you don't care.
Well, think about high school. Like, I don't know how you were, but I was like 9th grade. I got up like 2 hours before school started. I straightened my hair. I did a full face of makeup. I made sure I had a nice outfit on. And if I make it out the door with clothes on right now, I am fucking killing it. Having good people in your corner that like help remind you. I don't know. Body dysmorphia is a real thing.
It is. Definitely talk to your therapist about that.
Yes. I had a moment recently. I told Boat Guy. I was like, I hate being the center of attention. I don't like surprises. I do not like being the center of attention. I get very easily embarrassed. Don't like it. And he was like, you have a lot of tattoos for someone who doesn't like attention. He was just making a statement of just like, it is kind of odd to me that for someone who has a lot of very visible, like bright tattoos, that you don't like people looking at you. And
I find that super interesting.
Me too, because I had never thought of it that way. I was like, oh, that's a really good point, because I truly just do it for me. Like, I see something that's fun and I'm like, I want that. And I like the way it looks on me. And for me, it is something that helps improve my confidence. I've never liked my legs. And when I started working on that big piece, I told my tattoo artist, I was like, you know what? Bring it all the way down. I've never liked the way I look in shorts, but I think that like having something cool to look at instead of my legs that I think are covered in cellulite, I was just like, I think it will give me the confidence to wear shorts. And it does. I get compliments on it all the time. So it is a nice confidence boost, but I truly didn't think of it as a look at me. It's more like a Band-Aid for me.
Maybe it's because tattoos are so common now.
Yeah.
I don't look at people's tattoos and go, oh, they want me to pay attention to them. I thought that's a really interesting perspective.
I agree. And I was just like, wow, I never thought of it like that. It started because he like took a picture of me, and the angle that I was at, I was like, oh my God, my arm looks huge, my face looks huge. I was like, oh my God, delete that. And he's like, I'm not going to post it anywhere. I was like, I don't care, delete it. And I was just like, okay. And he's like, you know, I really think that you have a very different image of yourself than what other people have of you.
Usually we do.
And I was like, that's probably true. But my point was, it's nice to have people in your corner that remind you that you're not the gremlin that you think you look like every day.
Yeah, that leads me into my first tip, which is people aren't paying nearly as much attention to you as you are paying to yourself. When you take a group photo, people are looking at themselves in that group photo. They're not looking at you unless you're doing something outrageous or you're picking your nose or you have your eyes closed and your mouth open, and, So keeping that in mind. The next thing is just limiting your social media time. There are so many times when I get off of Instagram and I'm like, ugh, I just feel icky. Wearing clothes that fit your body now, not doing the
this'll fit me in 6 months when I'm skinnier.
Yeah. If you need jeans that fit, go out and buy jeans that fit.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that. Don't beat yourself up. Just go and buy a new pair of jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of shifting your mindset and focusing more on how your body feels versus how it looks. And then practicing gratitude for your body, appreciating how strong it is and how much it allows you to do.
Like I said, aging is a privilege. Not everyone gets that opportunity. So
exactly.
Just reminding yourself what you do and don't have, I guess.
Don't play into negativity when your friends puts it out and they say oh, I'm so fat. Just let it hang there awkwardly and don't say, oh, but you're not fat or you look great. Just let it hang there.
That is a rough one for me.
If I said that to you
mm-hmm.
and you just didn't really react, I probably then would learn in my brain she's not positively reinforcing my criticism of myself, so I'm not going to come and complain to her again.
Ah, interesting. That's good.
Just, throw on some psychology at the psychology major.
Okay, therapist Kimberly.
So that could get really awkward.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna have a hard time with that one.
Yeah, so if you ever come to me and you're like,
I look so fat today.
Yeah, I'm just gonna blink at you.
Okay.
And then won't want to say things like that to me again. So then we won't have those conversations. And
the less people in your life that do that.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. And if that's not enough, talk to your therapist.
Or come listen to us because we're clearly at the same level.
Yeah. We're getting by. So I would love to hear our listeners' experiences with body image in their home. What did you grow up with?
Oh, yeah.
Versus how you feel like it impacted you as an adult.
I agree, because I think today was kind of eye-opening.
Yeah, I feel like there's many times where the fact that my family was just kind of not necessarily positive, but just neutral, allowed me to be oh, people think about this, I'm gonna go skinny dipping, or I'm gonna be in a swimsuit in this situation and it's gonna be fine, or oh yeah, I'm gonna do a naked bike parade, and
I still want to do the naked bike parade.
I'm not at the body that I want to be, but what does it matter? I want to get in the water. I don't want to miss this opportunity because I didn't want to be in a swimsuit.
Go get yourself a high-waisted swimsuit from Target, by the way, because that changed my whole fucking life.
Yeah, I got some really cute one pieces this year that I am quite pleased with. So
seriously, that's the best $60 I've ever spent.
Yeah. So if you wanna share that with us, you can reach us on Instagram at Mildly Thriving Pod.
POD.
But also, if you get on social media, message us and then close the app and throw your phone across the room.
Yes.
And don't do that.
Don't break it. Just throw it onto your bed.
Yeah.
Softly enough that it doesn't bounce into anything.
Yeah. And then you can just be done with social media for the day. So this is just your reminder that Mildly Thriving
is thriving enough.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.